Councilman Doring.
Here.
Councilman Monty.
Here.
Councilman Vidal.
Here.
Councilman Jordan. Councilman Bartolomeo. Mayor. One mayor.
Okay, so how many resolutions do we have to vote on?
Breaks out. We have.
You have two on your agenda,
Which was
Two resolutions, 267 and 269. Hold on. So, 67 first.
2014-267, authorized negative prepare plans for specs for Little League Field. Do you have any discussion on that?
well, yeah.
We had a, I think most of the council actually agreed that we want the large field to be all grass and the field by the flag. And we are going to go with turf for the Little League field. With that being said, I think it's going to give an opportunity where hopefully by April, May, we can have that operating. And that north end of the park, we'll have kids using it. And again, by the flag area, the rest of the field will be all grass or sod, actually, and hydro seeded out by the flag. Do you have anything else, or Mike?
I think that's a good idea. I agree with Kevin. I think that's something that we should do in the interest of getting the Little League field up and running as quickly as possible, and not to mention the fact that Joe Chevalier and the Little League Association, they prefer to have turf. I agree with you, Kevin. I think that we should go with that idea. And yeah, and then the figure 8 track, hydro seed.
Okay, so then
Are we okay with that?
2014-269 piggybacks off of 267 to authorize the bidding for reconstruction of the Little League Field. So do I have a motion for 2014-267 and 2014-269?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Doring.
Yes.
Councilman Monty.
Yes.
Councilman Vidal.
Yes.
Councilman Bartolomeo.
Yes.
All right, Mayor,
Field.
we have 3 additional resolutions.
Here we go.
The first is in regards to the environmental network resolutions contracting, the vendor who is performing the remediation. And this is going to be a resolution for a change order to the contract. And I will read the resolution as follows. Whereas the Borough of Edgewater has awarded the site remediation of Veterans Field to Environmental Network Resolutions Contracting, and whereas there is a need to place a demarcation barrier and place clean quarry fill on this barrier, and whereas ENRC has provided a proposal in the amount of $469,462.50, representing a 9.43% contract increase. Now therefore be it resolved that Enterprise Network Resolutions Contracting is authorized to proceed with change order number 1.
All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman.
Mayor, before, I think, if I may, I think it's important to, because this is part of the local public contract law, which is being awarded in conjunction with the contract we gave to Enterprise, that during the remediation and the removal of fill, they felt that it was necessary to stabilize existing facilities that are there, walls and other improvements that have been made, and therefore it's necessary to bring in this additional fill. It's not going to complete the project by any stretch. In order to bring this field up to the FEMA standards, we're going to have to, continue with this project. But I think it's important to emphasize that our professionals have advised us that this fill is material needed in order to put the demarcation barrier down and then stabilize it so that we can then proceed with the remainder of the field. So it is sort of an emergent type of resolution.
Okay, so roll call.
Okay, Councilman Doran,
Yes.
Councilman Monty?
Yes.
Councilman Bedell?
Yes.
Councilman Bartolome?
Yes.
Motion passes. That will be resolution 271, correct?
Okay.
Okay. Next.
Okay, Mayor. You have another resolution, and this is going to be a resolution authorizing First Environment to prepare plans and specifications for the balance of fill material to bring the Veterans Field to an elevation that meets the new FEMA levels. Whereas the Borough Engineer has recommended, the Borough Environmental Engineer and Borough Site Engineer has recommended preparing bid specifications for fill at Veterans Field. And whereas there is a need to provide fill to provide an elevation that meets the new Federal Emergency Management Agency levels and guidelines, now therefore be it resolved that the Borough of Edgewater authorize First Environmental consultants to prepare bid specifications for the balance of fill material.
Do I have a motion? So moved. Second?
Second.
Roll call. Monty.
Councilman Doran,
Yes.
Councilman Monty?
Yes.
Councilman Bedell?
Yes.
Councilman Bartolome?
Yes.
Motion passes. Resolution 272.
And then the last resolution, Mayor, when this project was started a few years back, the Mayor and Council authorized the contractor to begin work at an earlier start time than ordinance provides. It is the recommendation of the contractor, Environmental Network Resolutions Contracting, that if he starts early, he can get as many more trucks out on the road and off of River Road by the time rush hour commences. So ENRC has requested an earlier start time. So we will read a resolution that authorizes that. Whereas the Borough of Edgewater has approved and authorized the remediation of Veterans Field, Block 30, Lot 1.01, Block 31, Lot 1 and 2, commonly known as 1167 River Road. And whereas the Edgewater Mayor and Council are committed to reopening Veterans Field as expeditiously as possible, now therefore be resolved by the Edgewater Mayor and Council that it hereby commits to its residents to open Veterans Field as expeditiously as possible and permit minor inconveniences such as noise in order that Veterans Field remediation restoration project reopen. Be it further resolved that the Edgewater Mayor and Council hereby make an exception to Borough Ordinance 858-1987, Chapter 176 of the 1975 Code and Chapter 271 of the Borough Code, entitled Noise, citing Section 271-9, Section B, entitled Exceptions, and 271-10, Section A through G, entitled Conditions for Variances providing the ability to commence work prior to 7:30. Be further resolved that the Edgewater Mayor and Council hereby grant permission for ENRC and other vendors who perform site remediation on Veterans Field to commence work on Block 30, Lot 1.01, Block 31, Lot 1 and 2, commonly known as 1167 River Road, earlier than 7:30 a.m.
Do I have a motion?
So moved. 5 o'clock in the
Second.
morning?
Second.
Roll
How
call.
early?
Councilman Doran,
Yes.
Councilman Monty?
Yes.
Councilman Bedell?
Yes.
Councilman Bartolome?
Yes.
Motion passes. Resolution 273.
Yep. Maybe subject to change, though.
Okay. The state is subject to change.
We don't want to announce it.
Well, special meeting will be called, the date is not determined yet. It will be the week of, most likely the week of December 8th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Four.
Well, yes, at this point, I don't know when Mary. The meeting, special meeting will be for the purpose of
Don't you have one for the 10th?
Awarding bid.
awarding.
Awarding bid for
The fill material.
Additional fill material.
Okay.
Don't you have a meeting scheduled for the 10th?
It's not confirmed.
No, I mean a work session, isn't there one for the 10th?
Yeah, that's the,
December?
first and 15th, first and 15th,
And then line.
December 15th, first and 15th.
The website only has one, and I thought it was for the 10th. It only has one
December 1st and
meeting.
15th. I don't know why it only has one, but,
Okay.
okay, so a special meeting will be had at some point during the week of December 8th at 6 p.m., right?
Yes.
It will be published in the paper when it's
The public can't get here.
the purpose is to award bid for additional.
This may change, right?
Yes, this is
Okay.
subject, this is just so people are aware that there will be an upcoming meeting.
Okay.
So we don't have a specific date, but it will be published,
Do I-
where the papers will be noticed.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
A second? Second. Roll call.
Councilman Doran?
Yes.
Councilman Matti?
Yes.
Councilman Vidal?
Yes.
Councilman Montanaro?
Yes.
Motion passes. I think you had everything. Did you want to do the grass side and then seed officially, take a look?
Well, we did.
Okay.
Maybe it's a good point, but, when we met with our consultants and our engineer, in order to develop the bids, in order to go out for a contract, they needed input from the governing body as to, what direction the borough felt. The majority of the field, I think the consensus was, and I think we've expressed it over the 9 months, is that it should remain grass. However, at the recommendation of the Little League program, and in order to expedite the ability to use that field, the consensus was that it should be a turf.
And not only just to expedite the Little League field, but because they requested it.
And they requested, yeah.
And they preferred it.
It was their preference, so in order to, continue the remediation of the field, the consultants needed to know the direction the borough wanted to go. They explained that to us. I think Councilman Doran and Councilman Vidal explained that, they felt, I think everybody felt the large field should be grass and the small field should be turf. And that's the direction.
I think we struck a nice balance between the two.
Excellent.
And seed around the.
I just see that on the track.
Right.
All right.
That's it, right?
Yep. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Councilman Doran?
Yes.
Councilman Monti?
Yes.
Councilman Vidal?
Yes.
And Councilman Barton.